Father Gabriele Amorth, the Pope's own exorcist, and a gritty, silly, common-sense man on occasion, shows up at a little town in Italy where a man is supposedly moved by a soul. Alongside the nearby cleric, he goes into the room where the man was restricted. While exorcising the man, he alludes to the soul as Satan and sends it into a pig which was gotten for the expulsion. When the soul enters the pig, Amorth fires it with a shotgun. This episode crosses paths with a congregation council, since he acted without consent from bosses. One court part is a cordial African minister, Lumumba, yet one is a horrible American cardinal, Sullivan, doubtful of expulsion and, surprisingly, satanic belonging. Amorth answers that underhanded does exist, and that he didn't play out an expulsion, but instead, a mental venue to help the intellectually upset man. Appalled, Amorth leaves the council. After this, the Pope doles out him to visit a had young man named Henry in Spain. Henry, his mom Julia, and his defiant high school sister Amy travel to Spain from America to claim a baffling old nunnery which was Henry's dad's only endowment to his family after he passed on in a fender bender, with Henry likewise present. The damaged Henry has not spoken since the mishap. Laborers, who were re-establishing the nunnery so the family could sell it, leave after an evil fire. Henry begins acting strangely. Mind tests show nothing unusual. Henry, underhandedly requests a minister. The nearby Dad Esquibel shows up, however Henry mishandles him and says, "Wrong cleric." Amorth shows up and enrolls Esquibel as a colleague, however Esquibel is undeveloped as an exorcist. Esquibel says he has known about Amorth, however hasn't perused his books. Amorth says, "They're great books." Esquibel commits errors as a lesser exorcist from the beginning, including choking Henry when Henry estranges him. The team make different endeavors to exorcise Henry, without progress. Henry's evil presence even has Amy on occasion. Amorth finds Julia has not been a strict devotee since youth, but rather he persuades her to ask. In Rome, the Pope has fallen ill while perusing archives about the Spanish case, and is hospitalized. Amorth finds a well on the convent grounds going down to a complex fixed off by the congregation as satanically hazardous. He observes that an organizer behind the Spanish investigation was had while being an exorcist, which let him penetrate the congregation and do numerous disasters, including the examination. Amorth likewise finds the congregation concealed this, and ultimately finds the name of Henry's devil, Asmodeus, which will help the expulsion. Amorth and Esquibel uncover to one another their own, and vindicate one another's transgressions or injuries. That Amorth has culpability from enduring the Second Great War as an Italian sectarian, and that a deranged lady asked Amorth's assistance, and serious self-destruction when he didn't help sufficiently her, and Esquibel had extramarital intercourse with young ladies. While this assists them with holding, they are as yet incapable to exorcise Henry, and they have terrible dreams of the ladies with whom they fizzled. The expulsion succeeds just when Amorth offers himself to be moved by rings with Henry's formally expressing that he needs to annihilate Amorth. Amorth attempts to hang himself, however the evil presence doesn't permit it, favoring that Amorth penetrate and obliterate the congregation. Notwithstanding, Esquibel assists Amorth with heading out the evil spirit, and devilish appearances looking like the two ladies who disturbed Amorth and Esquibel. The Pope recuperates, as does Henry. The victorious pair visit Rome, and find the wary American priest has disappeared in Guam, and been supplanted by Lumumba. Amorth and Esquibel are owned up to an exceptional church file of puzzling occasions. Lumumba lets them know they will help go to many other detestable destinations, with the assistance of a guide Amorth found at the convent, to battle Satan. Amorth euphorically says, "We're going to damnation." At last, words on the screen describe historical insights regarding Amorth's ecclesiastical exorcist vocation, including that he has composed many books, and the books are great. An after-credits photograph of the genuine Amorth standing out his tongue shows up, alongside his introduction to the world and demise dates.